Every collector remembers the beginning. The first piece, the first chase, the first time you held something and realized, this isn't just an object, it's history. And from that moment forward, the pursuit begins. Years pass, sometimes decades. The collection grows, carefully curated, intentionally upgraded, protected, displayed, expanded. It becomes part of your identity. But there is a question almost no collector wants to ask. What happens to your collection? The day you're no longer here to protect it? Because whether we acknowledge it or not, there comes a moment when every great collection stops being a passion and becomes an estate. And on that day, preparation determines everything. Collectors love talking about acquisition, rare finds, market movement, the next grail. But estate conversations? Those get postponed, pushed aside, ignored in favor of the excitement of the hunt. Yet collections today are no longer just emotional archives. They are financial ecosystems. Sports cards rival investment portfolios. Watches trade like commodities. Fine art moves through global markets. Memorabilia carries both cultural and monetary weight. This is real wealth, often concentrated, often portable, often misunderstood by everyone except the collector. Let me paint a picture I have seen more than once. A collector passes unexpectedly. Family members walk into a room they've seen before, but never truly understood. Display cases, safes, slabs, cataloged drawers. They know it must be valuable, but they don't know what's worth $500, what's worth $50,000, or what might be worth even more. They don't know where it's insured. They don't know who specializes in it. They don't know which pieces should never be sold. And uncertainty is where legacy begins to erode. One of the most common outcomes is what I call the forced sale. Not because the family is careless, but because pressure arrives quickly. Estate taxes, legal costs, financial obligations, liquidity becomes urgent. So decisions get rushed. Offers get accepted too quickly. Collections get fragmented. Generational pieces disappear into the market. I have seen collections built over 40 years, liquidated in less than 40 days, not from neglect, from lack of preparation. There are risks in collecting that extend beyond market volatility. Estate risk is one of the greatest. Valuation risk, when outdated appraisals distort reality. Documentation risk, when provenance cannot be proven. Knowledge risk, when the only person who truly understood the collection is no longer there to guide it. But perhaps the greatest risk of all is silence, the absence of a plan. There is a mindset shift happening among the world's most sophisticated collectors. They no longer see themselves merely as owners, they see themselves as stewards. Because the truth is, none of us own these pieces forever. We are caretakers, protectors of history, builders of something meant to outlive us. And stewardship demands preparation. Imagine your family standing inside your collection for the first time without you. Would they understand what they're looking at? Would they know the difference between rare and irreplaceable? Would they know which relationships to call upon? Which auction houses to trust? Which offers to refuse? Or would uncertainty guide their decisions? Clarity is one of the greatest gifts a collector can leave behind. The collectors who preserve their legacy tend to operate with quiet discipline. They maintain detailed inventories, they document provenance, they update valuations, they communicate their intentions. Some even leave written letters explaining the story behind the collection, what it meant, why it was built, and how they hope it will continue. Because a great collection deserves more than a rapid liquidation. It deserves continuity. Insurance is often misunderstood as protection against loss alone. But in estate transition, it serves another purpose. It preserves stability during a vulnerable moment. Because the last thing any family should discover is that part of a collection was underinsured. Or worse, not protected at all. Proper protection ensures that if something happens during that transition, the value you built does not disappear alongside you. So here is the question every serious collector should ask. If something happened tomorrow, would your collection become a legacy or a burden? Would it create clarity or confusion? Because the ultimate measure of a collection isn't simply what you acquired, it's what you prepared to pass forward. Collecting is deeply personal. It reflects your curiosity, your discipline, your story. But the greatest collections share one trait in common. They were never built for one lifetime alone. One day, someone else will stand where you once stood, looking at the pieces you carefully chose. Make sure they inherit more than objects. Make sure they inherit understanding. Plan for the day your collection becomes your legacy. I'm Enzo, and this is the Private Collection Podcast. Protect what you collect and prepare it for the future.